Is there a language that people learn for doing cryptic crosswords?
Yes, I mean, pretty much like any language, you just learn a few rules. Like what you saw with Tipsy, you thought, okay, well that looks like it suggests an anagram, because words like that suggest there's something
confused,
wrong,
jumbled up, whatever.
And then if you spot something like that, that's a really great way to do a cryptic crossword, because then there are usually 4 or 5 of those in a puzzle, and you can spot broken or something like that. And if you do, you think, well, okay, maybe I'm playing with 7 letters, maybe there's a 7-letter word that I can play with, and then I'm in.
I almost hesitate to ask this question. How does your mind work? Because I'm going to say that you must see words and think, oh, I could play with that and turn it into this and pull those 3 vowels out and put in those consonants.
I know, it is extraordinary. I mean, if I look at a menu, I don't see desserts, I see stress backwards. So it's sort of, it's an affliction, and it stays with you all the time. And you know, it starts. I mean, probably lots of people out there try to form a word from the letters of a card number plate, and it sort of spread from there, really.
Yeah. So when did you start? When did you realise you had a skill for this, an affinity for it?
Gosh, well, I remember when I was young, spotting the word panther was made up of the word pant and the word her. I started cutting things up, and I thought, well, that's like knickers on a lady somehow, and it sort of made me laugh when I was 10. So I sort of started playing from there.
And when you met your wife and you found out her name and where she was from?
Well, my wife's name is Talene, and when she told me her name, most people would have said, interesting name, you know, where's that from? But I just thought it's an anagram of entail, but I didn't say that because she might have never talked to me again, frankly. So I asked, you know, where's it from? And she said, it's from Armenia. And again, most people would say, that's a really interesting country, tell me something about that. But I thought it's the word men inside the word aria. So it's with you forever, really.
And when you see these words, you think, okay, that's clue. That clue is going to be 17 across in tomorrow's crossword.
Sometimes someone says a particular word. I mean, pussy riot was discussed earlier. I mean, that's I put that in the Guardian as soon as I heard it. It sounds like there's some fur-flying idea going on.
Right. So what was the clue?
I forget now, but you mentioned
so
it earlier.
Fur-flying or whatever.
And also you can nearly get the word Putin out of it from some of the letters. So it sort of lends itself. You start playing with these things when you start seeing these words. And they're fun. You know, pussy riot sounds fun. You know, it's fun to write it down.
Tell me this. I mean, does every country have a newspaper with the cryptic crossword in it? Or is it a peculiarly British thing?
Yeah, it's generally a British thing. It probably says something about us, but we have exported it to other countries. And other countries have syndicated puzzles that are generally written from Britain. But the best ones are written here. It hasn't really caught on in America so much.
Why? I mean, is that like irony and other bits of kind of humour where we differentiate ourselves, maybe?
Quite possibly. I haven't really been able to pin it down, but the New York Times is into wordplay, and they do have some little games, but they're not quite as evil as we are, perhaps. I'm not quite sure why. And
what makes a good clue? Well, do you sometimes go, oh, I am so clever, that clue is marvellous?
I never go, I'm so clever. But some words lend themselves to great clues, and if you spot that bottoms up is an anagram of pub's motto, then you think, well, I'm sort of nearly there anyway. And it's quite fun to discover that it is.
Wit plays an important part.
I think so. If you can make someone laugh, yeah, that's great.